When we talk about fusions in Ben 10, the first thing we think is that the result will be more powerful, but a good fusion isn't measured only by its strength, but also by how it manages to combine the abilities of the two aliens that make it up. Some manage to enhance each other and create a true evolution, while others barely improve the result or even completely waste their potential. That's why in this video we'll classify them into 3 categories: Mega for the best combinations, Nerfed for those that barely meet expectations, and Throwaway for those that left a lot to be desired. Without much more to say, I present to you the fusions from this new series, and let's get started. Gravahopper is the fusion between Gravata, that's Gravattack, the master of gravity, and Crashhopper, one of the most powerful jumpers from the Omnitrix. The result is an alien capable of completely controlling the battlefield. His greatest weapon is gravity. With a simple movement, he can make his enemies float uncontrollably, or crush them against the ground by increasing their weight. It's interesting to know that this alien can still transform into a small planet, managing to create a gravitational orbit that would trap anyone who comes near. If any alien managed to escape, Crashhopper's strength would come into play. His enormous legs would allow him to make gigantic jumps, deliver devastating kicks, and generate shockwaves capable of knocking down several enemies with a single blow. Imagine the brutal combination of both powers, Crashhopper's super jump. Using all the gravitational power in his forehead, it would undoubtedly be one of the attacks impossible to stop. This is undoubtedly one of the mega fusions that this list gives us. Humungo Bopchop. This is the fusion between Humungo Sabrio, the colossal dinosaur that everyone loves, and Bopchop, a very powerful walking battery. The result is a true monster capable of combining brute strength with immense electrical power. His body generates enormous amounts of electricity, allowing him to unleash devastating discharges, control electrical devices, and split into 2 when cut in half. This in itself corrects one of his greatest weaknesses, since the monstrous size of Humungo Sabrio comes with one of the alien's main abilities, which is his agility and ability to move through electrical sources. But it's more than clear that this alien, every time he's split in half, would only be a problem for his enemy. I could tell you that his disadvantages give this alien even more power than his own advantages. This is a fusion that unfortunately hasn't been able to take advantage of the abilities and powers of both aliens, which is why this alien ends up being nerfed. Escaracuatico comes from the fusion of Aquatico, the fierce predator of the depths, and Escarabola, the little one who can create plasma spheres to absorb everything in his path. Together they form an incredible hunter, but with many disadvantages. Underwater, it's true that now it will move much faster, but those incredible jaws that the alien used to have won't be as big anymore. They may be just as powerful, able to tear through metal, but they're still very small. This fusion is going to cause it a lot of problems since it needs to stay hydrated to perform at its best. Spending too much time without water will weaken its body. The plasma balls, which would be one of its main functions in the water, are useless. It doesn't have the right mobility, and creating these spheres would only cause its own explosion. Definitely a very discardable fusion. Frag is the fusion between Echo, the master of sound waves, and Frag, the powerful Incursian warrior. The result is an alien that combines surprising physical strength with devastating control over sound. His greatest advantage is that he can create multiple clones of himself, each one retaining the strength and abilities of the original. With this, he can attack from all directions at the same time. In addition, he combines his powerful croaks and sonic screams, which increase in frequency, knocking down enemies. This is the most powerful attack of this fusion. By combining both characteristics of the alien that manage to merge, they produce a brutal synergy. When it comes to hand-to-hand combat, he doesn't fall behind. Now, he has gained powerful muscles. His tongue is long and sticky, and his enormous jumps make him a very difficult opponent to stop. This incredible fusion has clearly brought him to the Omega state. H.I.T.L.X. This is the fusion between Alien X, the most powerful being with the ability to alter reality, and H.I.T.L., a warrior capable of devouring almost any material to turn it into energy. The result is one of the most terrifying fusions the Bio-Omnitrix can offer. His power goes far beyond brute strength. Just by thinking about it, he can manipulate time, space, and reality around him. This fusion can devour practically anything, transforming matter into a gigantic burst of energy that he fires from his horn. The small problem with this alien would be his limitations. The inherited instinct from H.I.T.L. could lead him to make a fatal mistake in the middle of combat, so a lot of caution would be needed with this fusion. Although it's more than obvious that this alien, whatever it is going to be mega. Ojos feed is the fusion of multi-Ojos, an alien capable of shooting beams from each of his eyes, and Feedback, the absolute master of energy absorption. The result is a versatile alien who always seems to be one step ahead of his rivals. His body is covered in eyes, giving him 360-degree vision that makes it impossible to catch him by surprise. From any of his eyes, he can shoot rays with different effects, whether it's heat, ice, electricity, or energy explosions. In his ultimate attack, he can merge all his eyes into one gigantic eye, with which he can unleash an incredibly powerful ray of electricity. This is one of the best fusions because Feedback enhances the alien. His conductors can absorb almost any type of energy, store it, and release it as powerful rays. The only weakness of this fusion is the sensitivity of his eyes, but since he has so many of them, it's very easy for me to anticipate any attack and avoid this. This is an extremely powerful fusion that has easily become a mega. Piedra is the fusion between Piedra, a legendary crystal warrior capable of absorbing energy, and Molestak, a squirrel that can do many things with his mustache. Now the fusion has a crystal body, which allows him to absorb a wide variety of energy, from electricity, laser beams, mana, and radiation. The fusion can fire them back as devastating multicolored beams. Unfortunately, the fusion hasn't been completed 100% yet, since his mustache is still normal. Now that his body has become much smaller, he can no longer absorb as much energy as when he was bigger. This easily makes him a disposable alien. Frag. This is the fusion between Gup, a completely liquid alien, and Bolflak, the incredibly powerful Incursian warrior. This is an incredible fusion that combines almost absolute resistance with amazing physical strength. His gelatinous body makes him almost indestructible, allowing him to deform at will to pass through the narrowest spaces. Additionally, in his attacks, he can launch a kind of slime that can dissolve almost any material. The only problem for this alien would still be the anti-gravity monitor that controls him. But his characteristics have made him a slippery alien even more than he already was. Due to the vast combination and synergy between his abilities, the alien becomes a mega. Which fusions would you like to see next? I'll read your comments for the next part of this new saga. Stay tuned to the channel, because on Wednesday I'll be launching a new series related to the Ben 10 comic. With all that said, I'll say goodbye. Remember, I'm Frio10mil, and with me, it's until next time. Goodbye. And yes, my throat. When I record a lot, it starts to sound like this. But we're fine now.